Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are going to start practice set 3.4. Practice set 3.4 question number 1 is point A lies on bisector of angle XYZ. Point A lies on the bisector of angle XYZ and AX is 2, the distance of X from A is 2, then you have to find AZ. Okay. You know the property of angle bisector. The angle bisector divide an angle into equal angles. And point A lies on the bisector of angle XYZ. If the AX, the distance AX is equal to 2, then you have to find the distance of A from Z. Okay. So let's start your solution. Solution: point A lies on bisector of angle XYZ. Point A lies on the bisector of angle XYZ. So that therefore the distance of point A from the sides of angles are equal. This is one of the important property. Remember this this property: if a point lies on the bisector, then it's equidistant from the sides of angle. So therefore point A is equidistance. That means its distance is equidistance from sides of angle. Okay. Remember this property, important property: if a point lie on the angle bisector, then its equidistance from the sides of angle. That means its distance from both the sides of angle is equal. So therefore AX is equal to AZ. Okay. As AX is equal to 2, so therefore AZ is also equal to 2. Got it? So recall this property. This property says that if a point lies on the bisector, then its distance is equal from both the sides of the angle. So therefore AX is equal to AZ. As AX is equal to 2, AZ is also equal to 2. So this is a property of bisector. Okay, got it? Now move to the second question, again based on the bisector. Here angle RST, that means this whole angle is 56 degree. And segment PT is perpendicular on ST and segment PR is perpendicular to SR, and here segment PR is congruent to segment PT. Okay, if PR is equal to PT, okay, that means if a point, the distance of a point is equal from the sides of angle, that means that point lies on the bisector, a converse of this property. What about this property? This property says that if a point lies on the bisector, then its distance equal from the sides of angle. Okay. If the distance from the sides of angle of a point is equal, that means that point lies on the bisector. Okay. So here the distance are equal, so therefore point P lies on the bisector. So that means SP is the bisector. Okay. If whole angle is 56 degree, then your angle RSP is half of 56, because bisector divide the angle to half angles. Okay. So let's start your solution. Solution says that segment PR is congruent to segment PT. If PR and PT are congruent, so therefore point P lies on bisector of angle RST. Why? Because the distance of point P from the sides of angles are equal. So that's why point P lies on the bisector. That is SP is the bisector of angle RST. Got it? So therefore your angle RSP is half of angle RST, angle bisector property. Angle bisector property. Angle bisector divide angle to equal angle, and each angle is half of original angle. So half of 56 degree is 28 degree. So your answer angle RSP is equal to 28 degree. Okay. Remember these two properties. The first one, if a point lies on the bisector, angle bisector, then its distance from the sides of angles are equal. That means if a point lies on the bisector, then its equidistance from the sides of angle. And the second one, if the distance of a point are equal from the sides of angle, then that point lies on the bisector, and bisector divide the angle into half angles. If whole angle is 56, then the two angles are 28 degree and 28 degree. Got it? So this is your question number 1 and 2. Got it? Next, question number 3 of practice set 3.4. Question number 3 is, in triangle PQR, PQ is 10, QR is 12 and PR is 8, then you have to find the greatest and smallest angle of a triangle. Okay. So let's start your solution. Solution in triangle PQR. Okay. Here PQ is 10, QR is 12 and PR is 8. The triangle PQR, PQ is given to you 10, QR is given to you 12 and PR is given to you 8. So that means QR is greater than PQ, then greater than PR. Okay. So the greater side here QR, then PQ, then PR by observing the length given here. Okay. Now recall one more property here. The side, recall one more property. The angle opposite to the greater side is greater and the angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller. Okay. The angle opposite to the greater side is greater and angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller. So here the greater side is QR and angle opposite to the greater side is P. Okay. So angle P is greater. Got it? Angle opposite to greater side is greater and angle opposite to smaller side is smaller. So QR is greater side, so angle opposite to QR is angle P, and you can say that angle QPR. Okay, so angle QPR is greater angle. Okay, and here the smaller side is PR, and the side opposite to PR is angle opposite to PR is Q. So angle Q is smaller angle. Okay, so let's start. Angle opposite to greater side is greater. Okay, and angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller. Okay, so angle opposite to greater side, so your greater side is QR, angle opposite to greater side is P, so your angle QPR in 3 letter is greater angle. Angle PQR is greater angle as this angle is opposite to the greater side. And the smaller side here PR. So PR, the angle opposite to PR is angle Q, that means angle PQR. Angle PQR is smaller angle as it is opposite to smaller side. Okay. So remember this property. If the sides are given and you have to find the greater and smaller angle, then you have to apply the property. This property, that means angle opposite to the greater side is greater and angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller. Question number 4 is also similar to that, but it's converse. That means here sides are given and you have to find the greater angle and greater smaller angle. But here angles are given and you have to find the greater side and greater smaller side. So let's start your solution. Solution in triangle FAN. Angle F is equal to 80 degree. Angle A is equal to 40 degree. It's given. So remaining angle N is automatically 60 degree because the sum of angle of a triangle is 180 degree. So right here remaining angle. Okay. By observing the measurement, we can say that angle F is greater than angle N, then it's greater than angle A. That means angle F is greater angle and angle A is smaller angle. Okay. and side opposite to angle F is greater as it is greater angle, and side opposite to angle A is smaller as it is smaller angle. Okay, so right here side opposite to greater angle is greater and side opposite to smaller angle is smaller. Okay, so here side opposite to greater angle, so here greater angle is F, side opposite to F is AN, so side AN is greater side and is as it is opposite to the greater angle, and the side opposite to is smaller angle, so here a smaller angle is angle A and side opposite to angle A is FN, so side FN is smaller side. Okay, so here we find the greater and smaller side. So here we apply the property, if the side is greater then angle opposite to that side is greater, if the side is smaller then angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller, and the vice versa, that means conversely we apply, if the angle is greater then side opposite to the greater angle is greater, and angle is smaller then side opposite to smaller angle is smaller. These two questions based on this property. If the sides of a triangle is greater then angle opposite to the greater side is greater. If the side is smaller then angle opposite to the smaller side is smaller. Okay, and vice versa, if the angle is greater then side opposite to greater angle is greater, and if angle is smaller then side opposite to smaller angle is smaller. Got it? This is your question number 3 and 4 based on this property. Easy. Next is question number 5. Question number 5 is prove that equilateral triangle is equiangular. That means here we have to prove that equilateral triangle is equiangular. That means their angles are equal. You know about the equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangles, all the three sides are equal, and you have to prove if the sides are equal then angles are also equal. That means equilateral triangles are also equiangular. Okay. So let's start your proof. So first of all, draw the figure of equilateral triangle. This is the equilateral triangle. So therefore, all the three sides of these triangles are equal. So here in this question, we have to prove that if the triangle is equilateral, then it is equiangular. So first of all, draw the figure of equilateral triangle. This triangle ABC is equilateral, then all the three sides of this triangle is equal. So write the first of all, write given triangle ABC is equilateral. To prove, we have to prove this triangle is equiangular. That means triangle ABC is equiangular. This we have to prove. Okay. So let's start your proof. Start your proof from given. Given is this triangle is equilateral. Triangle ABC is equilateral. Okay. And you know that in equilateral triangle all the three sides are equal. So therefore side AB is equal to side BC is equal to side AC as it is equilateral triangle. Okay. Then take the pair of two sides. First I am taking side AB is equal to side BC. If side AB and BC are equal, okay, then the triangle become isosceles. If I suppose these two sides are equal, then your triangle is isosceles. An angle in between the congruent side is equal in isosceles triangle theorem. If I said AB is equal to BC, then angle between AB and BC, that means angle A is congruent to angle C, isosceles triangle theorem. So therefore angle A is congruent to angle C, isosceles triangle property. Okay, give it number 1. Now take the pair of side BC is congruent to side AC. Side BC is congruent to side AC. If BC is congruent to AC, then again the triangle is isosceles. Okay, again the triangle is isosceles and angle between the congruent side is congruent, that means equal. So here angle A is congruent to angle B by isosceles triangle theorem. So therefore angle A is congruent to angle B. Again this is number 2, isosceles triangle theorem. Okay. Now observe here from 1 and 2, angle A is congruent to angle C, angle A is congruent to angle B, that means angle A, angle B, angle C are congruent. So therefore angle A is congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C from 1 and 2. Okay. If all the three angles are congruent, then the triangle is equiangular. So therefore triangle ABC is equiangular. Okay. So therefore this triangle is equilateral. Equilateral triangle is equiangular. Here we prove equilateral triangles are equiangular. Okay. So once again I am repeating, see here the question is prove that equilateral triangle is equiangular. That means here we have to prove if the triangle is equilateral, then it is equiangular. That means their angles are equal. So first of all I draw the figure of equilateral triangle. So given here triangle ABC is equilateral and you have to prove this triangle is equiangular, that means their angles are equal. So let's start your proof. First of all the given is this triangle is equilateral. So triangle ABC is equilateral. So therefore if the triangle is equilateral, all the three sides are equal. So therefore side AB is equal to side BC is equal to side AC. Got it? Now I am taking the pair of two sides. So first of all I am taking side AB is congruent to side BC. If I am saying AB is congruent to BC, then the triangle becomes isosceles. If the triangle is isosceles, then the angle in between the congruent side is equal. Okay, or you can say that congruent. So that means angle A is congruent to angle C. Give it number 1. Now I am taking the pair of these two sides, that means side BC is congruent to side AC. If BC is congruent to AC, then angle between this BC and AC, that means angle A is congruent to angle B by isosceles triangle theorem. Okay. So from 1 and 2 we observe all these three angles are congruent. So therefore this triangle is equiangular. This triangle is equilateral. So therefore equilateral triangle is equiangular. Got it? Here we prove that equilateral triangles are equiangular. Next question, question number 6. Question number 6 says prove that if bisector of angle BAC of triangle ABC perpendicular to the side BC, then triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Okay. First of all, as per the statement, draw the figure. Here one triangle is ABC. So this is the triangle ABC. Okay. And bisector of angle BAC, that means angle A. Bisector of angle A is perpendicular to side BC. I am taking here point D. Okay. And you have to prove that this triangle is isosceles. Okay. You have to prove this triangle ABC is isosceles. So first of all write given. Here given is first of all let's start your solution. So write here given. Given is AD is a bisector of angle BAC. AD is the bisector of angle BAC. AD is perpendicular to side BC. Okay. And to prove, we have to prove that triangle ABC is isosceles. You have to prove this triangle is isosceles. So let's start your proof. Okay. If AD is the bisector, so bisector of angle divide a angle into equal angles. So therefore these two angles are equal. Got it? And this angle is 90 degree. And AD is common in between these two triangles. Okay. So that means if you prove these two triangles are congruent, then automatically you can prove AB is congruent to AC. Yes, corresponding sides of congruent triangle. If you prove AB is congruent to AC, then the triangle is isosceles. Okay. So that means we have to focus in this two triangle. Okay. So let's start in triangle ADB. ADB and triangle ADC. Okay. First of all, angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. This is the property of angle bisector. AD is the bisector of angle BAC, and bisector divide the angle to equal angles. Okay. Next is angle AD, side AD is congruent to side AD. So next right here, side AD is congruent to side AD is common side. Next is angle ADB is congruent to angle ADC, as both are 90 degree, that means AD is perpendicular to BC. So angle ADB is congruent to angle ADC. Okay, right here both 90 degree. Okay, both are 90 degree. So therefore your triangle ADB is congruent to triangle ADC by ASA test. Okay, by ASA test these two triangles are congruent. Got it? So first of all, you prove due to the bisector, AD is the bisector, so the angle bisector divide the angle two equal angles. So due to the bisector, these two angles are equal. Next, these angles are 90 degree and AD is common. So therefore, these two triangles are congruent by SASA test. If the triangles are congruent, then the remaining parts are also congruent. So therefore, side AB is congruent to side AC, corresponding sides of congruent triangle. Okay, if AB is congruent to AC, so therefore triangle ABC is isosceles. Okay, if sides of a triangles are equal, then the triangles are isosceles. So here we prove this triangle is isosceles. Once again I am repeating. See here, here the question is, the given is bisector of angle A is perpendicular to side BC. I am taking here point D, and you have to prove this triangle is isosceles. To prove this triangle is isosceles, I focus on these two triangles, that means in triangle ADB and triangle ADC. I try to prove congruent these two triangles by taking the information given in the question. First of all, AD is the bisector. Due to the bisector, these two angles are divided by bisector are equal. That means angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD, but property of angle bisector. And side AD is common in both the triangles, so side AD is congruent to side AD, common side. Next is angle D is 90 degree, so angle D, that means ADB is congruent to ADC, as both are 90 degree. So therefore these two triangles are congruent by ASA test. Okay, if the triangles are congruent, then the remaining parts are also congruent. So therefore side AB is congruent to side AC. As two sides of a triangle is congruent, then the triangle is isosceles. Okay. So today we complete 6 questions of practice set 3.4. Remaining 2 questions inshallah we will discuss in next lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah.